afternoon, everybody. Welcome to NGLCC Webinar Wednesdays, sponsored by Dell Technologies. We have a great program ahead for you today. My name is Sabrina Kent. My pronouns are she, her, and hers, and I am a Senior Vice President here at NGLCC. Reminder that we are streaming live on Facebook Live, so hello to every one of you joining us from Facebook this afternoon. And thanks for being here with us on the day after a very, very strange election night. We have an awesome presentation today from Ali Khan Hirani, Senior Channel Sales Executive at M&A Microsoft. The program today is leveraging technology to ensure business agility and digitally transform your business with Dell and Microsoft. Ali comes to us today with an incredible background. He's a dynamic mid-level business leader with extensive P&L management, business development, and account planning expertise. He's demonstrated a track record of creating processes and partnerships that deliver desired results in a fast-paced and ever-changing business environment. Ali Khan also has a strong entrepreneurial spirit with a proven domestic and international track record. We are so glad to have you here, Ali, and we are so glad to have our friend from Dell Technologies, Mona, with us as well as a part of your presentation. So with that, folks, please use the Q&A to share any questions today with our speakers. We're going to jump right into our program. And if you have any questions, we'll try and feed those in during the program. Otherwise, we'll hold them for the end. As always, with all NGLCC Webinar Wednesdays programs, this is being recorded, so fear not, you'll be able to access this information on our YouTube channel post-program. So with that, Ali, I am going to turn it over to you.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody, and thank you very much, Sabrina. I just wanted to do a quick audio check. Can everybody hear me?
We can hear you now.
Great, thank you so much. Well, thank you everybody for joining us today. I'm really excited to be here. I am excited to share with you kind of a little bit more about kind of how we think about the modern workplace evolving and why the Microsoft and Dell partnership is positioned to help you grow your businesses and be resilient through this very unique time. So with that, I'm going to get started. And Sabrina, thank you again for the very warm introduction. I really appreciate it. As we navigate through this this pandemic and the impact that we are seeing, right, we are really positioned to really think about how we respond, recover, and then more importantly, reimagine our business processes, our customer engagement models, and the responsibility and the opportunity for us to redefine those processes for us. As we look at the pandemic and what that has taught us, all businesses are 100% resilient, but those that are fortified with technology and a strong digital technology stack are positioned uniquely to really come out ahead in the marketplace, be agile to meet their customers' needs right where they are and when they are. We call this tech intensity, and every organization in every industry will increasingly need to embrace it in order to be successful and grow. As we kind of think about the digital transformation journey, we look at the digital transformation as being a way to empower your people, being your employees, engaging your customers, transforming your products and processes, and optimizing your operations to do that in an effectively and cost-effective manner. It's important that as we look at this, we kind of think through the entire technology stack and how Microsoft is, and we wanted to share with you how Microsoft is thinking about that. As we look at it, we think of security, compliance, and identity management being the base that wraps around the entire technology stack. In addition to that, we have Microsoft Azure, your cloud platform, that can then be leveraged to be more cost-effective and more productive across all products and services across your multiple business applications. In addition to that, we then have M365, which is where we're going to spend a little bit of time today on Microsoft 365, talking about how Microsoft 365 sets you up for being the most productive employee and engagement with your employees as well as your customers. As we think about the technology expectations of our employees, right? As we looked at historical views, the baby boomers, the Gen X we're transitioning to the decision makers being more millennials and Gen Zs. Most people worked at desks in offices. Today, we have employees all over the world. This is a great example of where we are today. We're doing this webinar and we have folks joining us from everywhere across the globe, which is fantastic. We have data environments that we're focused on on-prem. Now with cloud and software as a service, you're able to scale those platforms as needed as your business grows without necessarily making large-scale infrastructure additions, and scale your productivity and your infrastructure as your business grows. In addition to that, company values were all about stability and efficiency. Today, it's about flexibility, innovation, and really impact in what we stand for in a social sense and in a business sense. Additionally, from a technology standpoint, the focus was on storage and compute and data processing. We're moving to a world where AI, machine learning, business intelligence is really accelerating kind of the integration into our products and services and how we then use that to make better decisions faster. As we look at the time we're in today, right, digital transformation was already on path. We were already on this journey. The situation with the current pandemic has really accelerated that, though. As we think about it, we've heard some statistics on our transformation has been accelerated by 3 years in some instances because of the need for companies to deliver products virtually or be able to ensure that you have, you know, contactless pickup. All of those things have really accelerated with the pandemic. As we look at the employees' satisfaction, one other interesting statistic I'd like to share with you is employees that have outdated technology are 6 times more likely to quit. Think about how much effort and energy it takes for us to get our employees trained, get them committed to our companies and be a part of the journey that we're on. If we have that much turnover, it really does cause a lot of friction within our companies. As we look at the modern workplace, we look at things from this lens. We really think about collaboration being critical to how we do work, how we produce work, how we work together across boundaries and time zones. Anywhere accessing our business data from anywhere, from any device, right? Data and analytics being the data analysis being the foundation of how we then make good decisions based on informed data that has fed into our input systems. Using artificial intelligence to really help drive the data and using that to really analyze the data and then provide informed guidance on it. And then we'll talk a little bit about how that's getting integrated into some products. And then the last two things that I'm going to talk about is accessibility and security. As we think about accessibility, we have 10.7 million people with disabilities that are underemployed. Being able to unleash that human capital and human potential is tremendous is a tremendous opportunity for the world and the time we have ahead of us. Lastly, with security being that very important pillar, and that's why we see it as a baseline pillar for everything we do, because it is super important. As we know, there are many studies that we've seen that show if we have a security breach, most small businesses don't survive. Small businesses are targeted more than large corporations because of the perception that they're more vulnerable. And if and when that does happen, we end up not having the ability to survive those security breach events. So with that, I'm going to talk a little bit about kind of how we see the M365 stack and the Dell secured PC working together to provide us that secure foundation to work through and also then be the most productive we can be, enabling us to do things with modern collaboration, deployment on secure devices. As we look at the modern security stack within the Windows 10 Pro offering, this is just a quick illustration of how the security features of the operating system have evolved over the last few years and the last few releases. And as you can see, we have standard releases that happen every 6 months that continually add functionality above and beyond the last operating system release. As we look at some of the features and we dig a little bit deeper, safeguarding your company data is super important, right? And so having advanced threat protection where links are validated when they come into your inbox and servers. We highlight issues for you so that you can be aware if and when there is a situation that may be a malicious link, right? Being proactive and running analytics to share with you how and where we're seeing your compliance set up within your organization. staying compliant on your files and having your documents guarded and marked as confidential or available to others so that your data does not get lost. In addition, with Application Guard, we're able to containerize the application and open it within a container. So if an application is infected, it does not spread through the rest of your system, right? And as you think about that, protecting you from zero-day exploits, which is attacks that are happening on the spot, we're able to take the Microsoft Graph, which brings a significant amount of input, over 1 billion signals to us every single day, and using that Microsoft Graph to then prevent malicious activity at small businesses and large businesses. We're all able to benefit from that ingestion of data, and that gives us those signals. As we move to thinking about your documents and the security of your documents, right? Bringing Microsoft Advanced Threat Protection to the desktop, which verifies documents as they come into your inbox server, as they're shared across your peers or your work groups. It's super important that those documents stay secure at rest, in transit through encryption, and as you open them on the other side. In addition to that, we'll talk a little bit about how the diagnostic data that we see really helps us ensure that Windows and M365 is really the most secure platform for you to operate on. On the diagnostics, we can quickly identify and take action on security threats through the updates on Windows 10 and Office 365. Those are deployed on an ongoing basis. If you are part of what we call an evergreen offering, such as Windows 10 Pro or M365, which is available for small businesses. In those applications, we're able to provide security updates through leveraging the cloud and push them out without having to wait for the product release cycles that we traditionally have been involved in over a 3-year period, etc. In addition to that, the product itself continuously improves. And so we'll talk a little bit about some of the specific improvements that we've seen come in the product. And I'll share a little bit more about how you can be more productive in using these products. As we kind of look at the M365 apps, we've been traditionally looking at Word, Excel, PowerPoint. We now have the addition of Teams, which is a great collaboration platform that lets you collaborate with your peers within your work group, as well as with external partners that you're engaged with. I work with Dell folks all the time, and I'm able to collaborate with them via Teams without having to leave the platform per se. In addition, as I look at beyond the productivity suites, there's also services such as OneDrive and SharePoint that are included in the product that ensure that the security stays across the full stack, giving you a lower total cost of ownership as you eliminate some alternatives that you're potentially paying for. As we look at the product tiers, right? M365 apps for business are available on the desktop. As you think about the standard services, there are cloud services that are available as well as the desktop apps. And then as you look at the final business premium stack, it gives you the advanced security and manageability with Intune and Azure information protection as well. We're going to talk a little bit now about the productivity and how that's evolved over time. So as you think about productivity suites, we are really looking at PowerPoint as being that great platform by which you can share your ideas with others. As we look at the content creation aspect, we have features like Designer, which really talks and gives you the ability to use the Designer app, which is embedded into the product itself. You're able to use that to get design ideas, and it's intelligent enough to understand what it is you're trying to share. For example, if we're doing something on sustainability, you're able to pick out images that are licensed and approved, so you don't have to worry about that, and able to use them and set up a slide and content that lets you deliver that message with clarity and tremendous amount of ease. In addition to that, you have company branded templates that you can use for your corporate branding and visual guidelines. As we get a little bit more into the Excel the Excel suite itself, as you look at kind of this demo, right, you're able to use the data type, identify the data type as a certain data type, and leverage the artificial intelligence in the product to then go and get additional content associated with that data type, leveraging the power of AI, searching the web, and bringing those insights and data back into you. As you work through some of that, you're also able to then chart the data and demonstrate and depict it in a manner that is easy with few clicks. That really helps bring the productivity out, and you're focused on really what you're trying to tell the story rather than gathering data and pulling together data from multiple sources. As you work through that, you're also then able to use this data to narrow it down or depict other data types, such as energy consumption in this situation, or other data types, and depict it differently as you need. Lastly, as we kind of talk about Microsoft Teams, we see Microsoft Teams as that collaboration platform, right? And it is really the center of collaboration, giving you the ability to do calls, video conferences, being able to collaborate on documents, having consistency of messaging and integration and a thread that you can then follow through, so you don't have to go to multiple different places to understand the work stream that you're working on. In addition to that, we've now started implementing APIs that can bring processes into Teams and workflows into Teams. So you can manage things like expense approval, etc., through that one platform. As you kind of look together and work together in real time, from virtually anywhere, you can share documents, you can co-author across apps, you don't have to have multiple versions of documents sitting in different places that then have version control issues, etc., as we all have experienced in the past. So as we kind of look forward, I wanted to just maybe close with a point of view on how we think about the modern workplace and how it's evolving. It is important to recognize that we are looking at collaboration as being a critical component of how we work together. Historically, we've worked in the same office, in the same building. We're now working across boundaries, across geos, across time zones, across languages, and all of those things are enabled by digital technology to be able to be more productive. In addition to that, as a result of some of that, we're accessing data and accessing our information and our customers and partners' information from anywhere as well. We have to be able to do it mobily, and be able to do it when we are on the go or in the office or working from home, etc. Lastly, we're adding AI into all of the products that we're building to help improve productivity and make us work faster and better. And lastly, as I shared with you earlier, the accessibility of our workforce and making sure that we can have every person on the planet be a productive member of society is super important to us and a key priority, and thus we're implementing things in our products such as immersive reader and other features to enable that. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Mona. Thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you, Ali. Hi, everyone. I just wanted to take a few moments to go over the NGLCC partnership benefits. So I'm going to have Ali actually share his screen, and I can go over those really quickly with you all. All right, Ali, do you mind bringing up the first slide? Ali, are you able to bring up the first slide?
Yep. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
I'm not able to present anymore. There we go.
There we are. Okay, great. All right, so on this first page, this is actually my contact information. So I work closely with Dell and NGLCC. Being a part of Dell, we do offer NGLCC members certain discounts and promotions, but I wanted to give a chance to give everyone to write down my email address in case you had any questions or wanted to reach out to me directly. So my name is Mona. It's spelled M-O-N-A _ and then Beslaga. It's B-E-S-L-E-A-G-A @ Dell.com. All right, if you don't mind going to the next screen, please, Ali. All right, so what are the benefits? So quite a few things that we offer NGLCC members. One of the main things that we offer, which is actually the most popular, is our exclusive promotional discounts. So you will normally see all different kinds of sale prices and different things that are available online. Since you are an NGLCC member, you do get an additional discount on top of Dell branded equipment. So keep in mind that the promotions can be an additional 5 to 10% extra off for just NGLCC members. Another option that's really great is we offer Dell financial services to our members. So if you're looking to finance your equipment purchases, we have a revolving line of credit option, which is in-house, or a leasing option. Now we do offer different types of promotions for these for members, and it can go anywhere from 90 days, no interest if paid in full, up to 6 months, just depending on the promotion that's running at the time. The third thing that we offer is a dedicated web page just for NGLCC members. So here is our landing page where you can go and locate any contact information that you need for a technical advisor, or if you want to access your coupons. And the coupons are what I mentioned earlier, which is the additional 5 to 10% extra off. The fourth thing that we offer, which this is huge, this is a dedicated small business advisor. So normally when you call into a bigger corporation like Dell, you might get quite a few different people that you speak to. Well, since you are a member, you actually get a dedicated small business advisor. So this person would be assigned to you directly to go work with your business going forward. So if you ever had any questions on Dell products or anything for your business, you can reach out to this person Monday through Friday, and they'll be able to assist you going forward. And then lastly is our partner outreach program, which gives us the option to do a free consultation for your business, which I'll go into a little bit more deeply here in just a moment. Next slide, please. So this is the landing page that I mentioned. If you go to dell.com/NGLCC, you'll be able to see the landing page. This is where you can select your coupon. You'll see in the top left-hand corner there, it says Get Coupon. You would simply just put in your email address, and then it'll send you that additional coupon, which will give you the extra 5 to 10% off. And then also a little bit lower down, it does show you how the program works. So if you would like to speak to someone directly, just give us a contact. You can either call us or you can chat with us, and then we'll get you in contact with a small business advisor. Next page, please. And then this is the partner outreach program. So the partner outreach program is actually a new program that we've offered here in our small business department. Normally, if you need someone to come on site and do a consultation for your business, you would pay anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 depending on that consult. Well, with our Dell Partner Outreach Program, we actually will come on site and do that for you for free. Now, since COVID hit and no one is allowed to travel right now, and there has been a halt for us to come on site, but we can still do this virtually for you. So if you know that you need something right away and you want to speak to someone virtually, you can actually go to dell.com/outreach and input your information there on the right-hand side, and we'll reach out to get that scheduled. Or even if you're needing something in a few months, which will be anywhere from February to March or April, go ahead and still fill out that contact information, and then we will still reach out and get you booked and scheduled for when we can travel again. But that is all. I just wanted to make sure everyone had access to their NGLCC benefits. And if you have any questions, please let me know.
Thank you so much, Mona and Ali, for that great presentation. I would love to turn it over to folks who have shared some questions here. So the first, Mona, this might be best suited for you to answer. Benjamin Schneider is asking, will Dell and Microsoft teams be pushing for LGBTBEs to reach out to other LGBTBEs who may be able to assist them with technology consulting and solutions on this topic? Benjamin's company is both a Microsoft and Dell partner and is able to assist LGBTBEs and other organizations with designing, procuring, and implementing these solutions, and specializing in helping businesses with between 100 to 150 employees with technology needs.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'd be more than happy to take a look and see who exactly you would speak to directly so we can get all of that organized for you. But if you can just email me, in fact, I'll actually put that in the chat here too, here shortly, but just email me your information and then I'll get you in contact with the right person, but we'll be happy to help.
Thank you so much for that. So Ali, this is another question that came in through Facebook for you. What is the biggest takeaway that you would want a business to have after today's presentation?
Thanks for the question. Can you guys hear me okay?
We can.
Awesome. Well, I think there's a couple of things, right? As I think about it, as I said earlier in the presentation, it's super important that we continue to secure our endpoints, our data at rest, in transit, and on the other end. That security layer that we have that spans across from your endpoint device all the way to your data in the cloud and back, if you choose to leverage the cloud, right, gives you that sense of comfort. That, I think, is the most important thing for us to think through. The productivity suite has that built in. The operating system has those features built in. And so as you kind of think about how you're going to be vulnerable in a world where we're ever more digital, it's important that you have comfort with that security layer, then that enhances your ability to be productive and focus on being productive rather than worrying about if you're secure or not. So hopefully that answers the question. If there's any additional context on that you'd like me to answer, happy to take that as well. Thank you.
Excellent, Ali. Thank you so much. Well, that covers the questions that have come in. Folks, we'll give you another few seconds here to get any final questions in if you have any, and we're monitoring both on Facebook Live and here on Zoom. In the meantime, I want to take this opportunity to remind everyone that the NBIC Unity Week, National Business Inclusion Consortium Unity Week programming is just around the corner. So it's free to attend. I'm going to drop the link here in to register. We want to make sure that everybody gets the chance to be a part of it. We have nearly 1,500 registered at this point for this free of charge program. It's a collaboration between NGLCC, WeBank, and our other diverse chambers of commerce in the NBIC. So be sure to register for Unity Week. I don't see any other questions coming in, so I want to say a big thank you to Ali and Mona for today's presentation, and thank you, of course, to Dell Technologies for being here with us. We thank you all for joining NGLCC Webinar Wednesdays. We're back after our resurgence, after our October hiatus, and we look forward to seeing you to future programs for NGLCC Webinar Wednesdays. Including next week, we also have our LGBT Sip and Pitch BRG edition, and finally our LGBT Sip and Pitch edition for LGBT-owned businesses on Friday. So take a look at nglcc.org to stay up to date with all of our events and programs. Another big thank you to Ali and Mona, and to each and every one of you for participating today. And thank you to our friends at Dell Technologies. Have a great afternoon.